Okay, so good evening everyone. Welcome to the DTRS class 111. Okay, and as all of you can see that today we have selected the lead topic as the deep fake video. All of you are aware about this, that recently we had seen a news that in which one of the famous actress, she was impersonated with a different identity. Okay. So we are going to cover this. We will understand the dynamics of this in class. Now before we proceed, we always come out with a quotation. Okay. So let's start with today's quotation. It is better either to be silent or to say things of more value than silence. So basically, what is the essence of this line? Yes, Vijay Lal, good evening. So the essence is between what you say, yes Anant, good evening. So what you say and what is your thought and how much action or how much result it will give. It is better either to be silent. So basically first you should develop the capacity to listen everything carefully. After that, one should speak. Very simple thing. All of you, our teachers, all of you would be knowing about this since your childhood. Sooner throw a pearl at hazard than an idle or useless word. So avoid useless word and do not say a little in many words. Means if you are saying 500 words or there is one person who is saying 500 words with little amount of content and which is not valuable, this line is suggesting that if you speak little but it should have relevant content, but a great deal in a few. So just you can associate this with your UPSC paper. How? Basically you can think this line in terms of your UPSC demand of the mains question paper. What does the UPSC demands? UPSC basically says that whatever the answer you write, it should be relevant, it should be meaningful, and it should be to the point. So that is something where you can understand. And that kind of personality you should develop in your life also. As an officer, as a personality, because you will be sitting in a chair and there will be a lots of audience who will be there, who will be giving you complaint, this, that, different sections, different groups. Now you are the one who have to take a decision. So that should be well articulated, well balanced, and it should represent the interest of every section. Okay. So that is why basically emphasizing that how much your speech is valuable. Okay. So you can use this quote or wherever you like or whatever for essay and for your ethics part you can utilize it. Okay. And for your general, your understanding also you can utilize this. A good listener is a good speaker. Yes, definitely. And you can include a good reader. Along with a good listener, you should be a good leader also. Only then you can be a good speaker because you need to have a good amount of content also. Okay. Now, so we are some of the 10 topics are there: deepfake video, Kamakhya temple, NO2 emotion. Let us one by one cover this. Now, first, online impersonation. Online impersonation of common citizen other than government official is not illegal in India under any statute. So what is basically this line is saying? That other than government official, you can impersonate anyone. And if you are impersonating that person who is a common citizen other than the government official, there is no law through which one can be penalized. So the first statement says this. IT Rule 2021 mandates that online social media intermediaries to take down flag content within 36 hours. So any idea, what do you think that what shall be the answer? So if there is no answer, then let me provide. So basically this statement is wrong. Why this statement is wrong? Under the IT Act, of 2000, section 66D, online impersonation is not allowed. Under IT Act of 2000, under section 66D, you cannot impersonate any, be it first is certainly incorrect, for second not sure, and the hours. Okay, yes. So here I am giving you the information, all of you can do the value addition. IT Act 2000 section 66D talks about the online impersonation, and if any person is doing that, then he is liable to be punished. Okay, and as so this covers everyone, whether any citizen of India, whether it is an ordinary person or whether it is a government official, that one thing. Now as far as the government official is concerned, under the IPC Act, IPC section 170, a special provision has been given that if you are impersonating a government official, then you can be penalized. Okay, so remember these two sections under this impersonation, that how in general it deals and what are the specific provision related to government officials also. Okay, 66D, 66D, is it clear? Okay, and under IPC section 170, under IPC section 170. So first statement is incorrect. Under IT rules mandate online service within 36 hours, this is right. This statement is right. The recent IT rules of 2021 mandates that within 36 hours the flag content should be removed. So here the correct answer is option 2 only. Okay. IT Ministry issues warning to social media sites on deepfakes. Okay, all of you will be knowing about it. It was very popular in the social media. Okay, here it is written. You can see that the answer is also there. Okay, IT rule. So basically it is the section 66D you can see here, and under the Indian Penal Code section 170. Okay, remember this. Now come to the second question. So here you have some of the temples is there, and you have to identify that in which style they have been built. A question related to, I think section 66A was related to offensive. No, that impersonation is also covered under this section 66D. Remember that impersonation is a different thing and sending an offensive message is a different thing. Okay, remember that. It is very close, but you have to remember it. Okay, these are very fact-based questions are there. Now temples and the style. Kandariya Mahadev temple, Kamakhya temple and the Kailashnath temple. So can anybody, it is a very static question it is there. You would have studied this in your NCERTs also. What is the answer? Anybody? So if we talk about the correct option or the correct match, then Kandariya Mahadev temple, it is in Nagara style. Where it is located? It is located in MP, and it was built during the reign of Chandela ruler Vidyaranya. Okay, so Kandariya Mahadev temple, it is also a UNESCO site also. Nagara style temple architecture, it is located in MP. It was built during the Chandela ruler Vidyaranya, or sometimes you will also find better is to go Vidyadhar. Okay, Vidyadhar. Some sources are there, but in NCERT we generally find Vidyadhar. So it is Chandela ruler Vidyadhar. Okay, now Kamakhya temple. So this is incorrectly matched. Now Kamakhya temple, that is the Nilanchala style of architecture. Yes, so Kamakhya temple is correctly matched. Okay, basically it is built on the hills of the Nilachal, which is there in the Guwahati, and it is in the state of Assam. So can you tell me that during which ruler's reign it was built? Anyone? Anyone having any answer? No? So it was basically built during the Chilla, who was of Koch dynasty. This temple was there in existence earlier, but it was destroyed and then it was rebuilt. So the present temple, what you find, that had its original architecture during tracing from the Chilla, who was of the Koch dynasty, and it is also known as the Nilachal style. One reason for this, that it is situated near to the Nilachal hills, that is in Guwahati. One reason is that. Second reason is also that it is a combination of Indo-Saracenic style. Indo-Saracenic style. So basically Indo is what? Here it is the Nagara style and the Saracenic is the Mughal style. So a combination of Indo, or the combination of this Nagara and the Mughal style of architecture. This also you have to remember. Now Kailashnath temple, basically it is of Vesar style. Okay, Kailashnath temple is the Vesar style. Where it is located, Kailashnath temple? See, there are many kind of, groups are there. People or historians are divided in two groups, and there is sometime, traditions is there. One is what the sources say. So some group of historians, they try to say that what the sources will say, we will follow that. Now at the same time, there are certain group of people who say that whatever is the colloquial tradition, they try to follow that. So as per tradition, if you go towards that, they follow basically say the Nilachal style. And that reason is that it is situated on the hills. And there are some group of people who say that why they are saying it as Nilachal, combination of this Indo-Saracenic style, Nilachal, combination of that, as some kind of word they would have derived from that. Okay, so both reason you can give, and if you give even one reason also, it will also be correct. There no one is going to deduct your mark. Okay, now Kailashnath temple, Vesar style. So where it is situated? So you have written that it is basically in Ellora, not Tamil Nadu. It is in the state of Maharashtra. Ellora is in Maharashtra. Okay, and it was built during whose reign? Can anybody tell? So it was built during the reign of Rajput ruler who was Krishna I. Okay, generally assume that during his reign this temple was built. So what do we find? Here only option A is the correct answer. Okay, only Kamakhya temple. And why? Recently one of a Bhutan, let us see that why it was in the news. We'll find out. So basically Bhutan king begins 3-day visit to Assam, offer prayer at Kamakhya temple. So that is the context. In the Kanchipuram also Kailashnath temple is there. Yes, you can say that, but basically whenever we are saying about basically you have to remember this. Okay, the Kailashnath temple, if you will say that most prominent which is coming out is this part, which is situated in the Ellora. That is also right, you can say. Okay. Now, third question. With respect to NO2 emissions, consider the following statement. Tailpipe emissions are the major source of NO2. Tailpipe emissions are the major source of NO2. Central Pollution Control Board air quality standards stipulate that 24-hour mean of NO2 emission should not exceed 25 microgram per cubic meter. The exposure to NO2 emissions irritate the airway in the human respiratory system. So can you find out the answer? It is a very easy question. Okay. So based upon that, we know that emission basically causes certain respiratory problems in human. So with common sense, you can identify that this statement is correct. Tailpipe emissions are a major source of NO2. Yes, vehicular exhaust and in the industries also. So this whole statement is also correct. Now in this question you are caught, trapped, because you don't remember the exact quantity. So that will be a trap where you will fall. So if we talk about this 25 microgram per meter cubic unit of the NO2 emission, this standard is given by WHO. If the NO2 emissions is more than this, then they will classify it as a below standard, and as per central CPCB it is 80. This quantity is not 25 but it is 80. So if it is above that, then they will classify it as below standard. Okay, remember this. So this statement is incorrect and these two statements are correct. So here the correct answer is option 2. Okay, let us move to another question. So Delhi sees concerning surge in the NO2 pollution level, shows CPCB data. Okay. Now, with reference to Bharat Atta, consider the following statement. Recently it was in news. Okay. So the Bharat Atta, now everything is Bharat. It is a fortified wheat flour. It can be purchased from public as well as private retail outlets. It can be bought by all consumers irrespective of their income level. I think this would be the very easy question. Can you identify the answer? You should identify it. Very easy question it is. Common sense से solve हो जाएगा ये, इसमें तो कुछ सोचने का जरूरत भी नहीं है. भारत आटा जब गवर्नमेंट लेके आ रही है तो what you should think? It is a fortified, yes, definitely. So it is fortified with various kind of vitamins and the minerals which is found the multivitamin. So this statement is correct. It can be purchased from public as well as private. No, it is not related in the private, only public. For example, the Kendriya Bhandar. You can purchase it from Kendriya Bhandar and it can be bought by all consumer irrespective of their income level. So anyone can go to Kendriya Bhandar. There is no restriction that rich person or only poor person is allowed there. So anyone can go. So this statement is incorrect. So here we have only two correct statements. Okay, Bharat Atta. Subsidize Bharat Atta at 2750 ahead of Diwali. Okay. So which one of the following group has launched the Indo-Pacific Maritime Domain Awareness Initiative? Five Eyes Alliance, Quad Group, AUKUS Alliance and the Indo-Pacific Economic Framework. Can anybody answer to this? B. So you are saying that it is basically the Quad Group. Yes, the state, yes, your answer. Okay. A technology and a training oriented initiative it is by this Quad Group. The formation, it's announced was in the Tokyo Summit in the year 2022. Okay, so it was announced basically to keep a check on all these regions, basically the Indo-Pacific region, the technology oriented and Quad Group. Now, can anybody tell that what are the members of the Quad? Can anybody tell members of the Quad? So how many Quad? So we have 4 members. Who are they? India, Australia, Japan and US. Okay. Yes, Anandhyani, you are right. India, Australia, Japan and US. Okay. It is right. A proof of our commitment to a free, open, inclusive Indo-Pacific Navy Chief. Okay, so it is there. Now, consider the following statement about the white-winged duck. White-winged duck. It is the largest species of duck in India. It is the state bird of Manipur. It is listed as critically endangered on the IUCN. So can you identify and tell me that which is the largest or the largest duck species in India? So no, white-winged duck is not the largest duck species in India. Basically the Indian spot-billed. Indian spot-billed duck is the largest species of duck in India. This is in India. And if we talk about that which is the largest species in the world with regard to this duck category, so basically it is the Muscovy, which is found in Southern America. Okay, so it is in world. And in India, we have the Indian spot-billed duck. Okay, so this statement is incorrect. It is the state bird of Manipur. No, it is the state bird of Assam. Okay, and it is listed as critically endangered. No, not critically endangered. It is only listed as endangered. So all three statements are incorrect. So here the correct answer is option D. Okay, a fact-based question, but you can do and find out some value addition related to this information. Okay. Big dams in Arunachal Pradesh identified as a threat to white-winged duck, Assam's state bird. Okay, the reason why it was in news. Now, with reference to the Pralay missile. Pralay missile. It is a surface-to-surface short-range ballistic missile. The missile uses optical as well as radio frequency and is fitted with indigenously developed fused silica radar dome, that is radome. So, which of the statement given above is correct? Can you tell me about the Pralay missile? It was recently in news. So, if we talk about the first statement, that yes, it is a surface-to-surface short-range ballistic missile. Now, this missile uses optical as well as radio frequency and it is fitted with an indigenously developed fused silica radar dome. First statement is correct. Okay. Now, what about the second statement? It uses both the optical as well as radio frequency. Now, when you study the missile technology, two kind of technologies are there. One is the optical and the second is the use of the radio frequency. In very simple term, if I explain to you that there is a lot of dynamics is involved there, but in very simple term, if I say that basically in the optical frequency, what is the use of the laser is there. So laser guided. So whatever the target you fix it laser and through that the missile will maneuver and it will try to destroy it. And in the radio frequency, basically it is based upon the electromagnetic wave. So through that propagation, identification of that wave, the missile target is set and then it is launched. Okay. Right now the Pralay missile is only works only on the radio frequency and not on the laser part, that is the optical part. Remember that. It doesn't right now. It may happen that after some point of time or at a later point of time, it may be, this technology will also be employed. But till now in the present day, it works only on the radio frequency. And yes, this part is correct that it is fused with the indigenous radar. Yes, Vijayalal, it is correct. That is also one of the reason you have identified it correctly, that for that frequency it doesn't work. So yes, it is right. So laser it is not there. So this part is incorrect. Optical as well as the radio frequency and is fitted with indigenously developed radar. So here what do we find? Only statement 1 is correct. Now if you see the UPSC previous year question paper related to these missiles, that how they have asked the question, Basically, the basic understanding they are asking. We all know that basically these missiles are being developed under the missile program. It is developed by the DRDO. Many important islands are there where these are test fired. So that you should also remember the APJ Abdul Kalam. Okay. Now here you will find, if you go towards the UPSC question, ballistic missile and cruise missile. So basically when we study this missile, 2-3 things are very much important. First is the type of missile. Type of missile. So here in this category we have the ballistic missile and the cruise missile. This is the one category where the UPSC has already asked the question. Now after this you can go, 2 categories are there. What is that category? Propulsion and the warhead. So in propulsion, basically whether it is fueled by solid, liquid, hybrid, ramjet, scramjet kind of engine. So basically on the propulsion part you will study this. And in the warhead, what kind of warhead it is carrying? Basically either it is the strategic or it is the conventional. So strategic, basically whether it has the nuclear, it has the ability to take the nuclear warhead or not. So in these 2-3 formats you need to study the missiles, how their working functions, and it is not that you have to go very much deeper into their understanding, but a surface level understanding, the general classification in which the missile is done. So you need to study these part. Okay, as far as the answer is concerned, only the option A is the correct answer. Extra thing you should prepare in that manner. Okay, here if you go through, just type in the Google classification of missiles. Just type this and you will, at the first you will say that there is a BrahMos missile website is there. Okay, BrahMos missile website is there. Go to that page and then you will find that lot of information has been given. So whatever I have told to you, you will find that you can visit once that site and you can prepare your adequate amount of notes from there. Okay, do that thing also. So India successfully test fire Pralay missile of the Odisha coast. Okay. Now, World Local Production Forum. With reference to World Local Production Forum, consider the following statement. It is a joint initiative of UNICEF and WHO. It aims to implement the 74th resolution of the World Health Assembly. The World Health Assembly serves as the secretariat of the World Local Production Forum. So can you identify the correct answer here? WHA, the secretariat of the World Local Production Forum, joint initiative of UNICEF and WHO. So basically if we talk about the World Local Production Forum, it is not a joint initiative but rather it is an initiative of WHO. So it is not of UN. It is not an initiative of UNICEF, but UNICEF is a partner to it. But it is not the initiative of UNICEF. Remember that. So first statement is incorrect. It aims to implement the 74th resolution of the World Health Assembly. In the 74th resolution of the World Health Assembly basically talks about this local production in the area of health and medical devices. Why this was done? Basically due to the COVID. This, if we talk about that, in what context this entire question has been framed and this thing is coming into existence, it is basically the COVID. Because COVID had impacted not only the nation's economy but the international economy also. And here the thinkers, the policy makers, they have realized that if every country has an adequate amount of backup with respect to any kind of new challenges or any kind of health and the medical devices facilities there, then they would be in a better position to tackle not only their economy but it will be helpful for the international economy also. Okay, so that is why they are emphasizing that in terms of the health and in terms of the development of the medical devices, you should promote local things. So you should not rely upon other countries. Like in the COVID time, all international flights were banned, but now we have, challenges are there. So that led to Atmanirbhar Bharat kind of concept. So basically the WHO is also suggesting that be vocal for local. Okay. Now it aims to implement the 74th resolution. This statement is correct. The WHO serves as the secretariat of the World Local Production Forum. No, it is not the WHO, but exactly it is the Local Production and the Assistance Unit, which serves local production and the assistance unit of the WHO. This is the secretariat of the WLPM. Remember that. Local production and the assistant unit. HA, that is the basically the World Health Assembly. It is the decision making body of the WHO. Decision making body. Okay. World Health Assembly is the decision making body of the WHO. And as far as if we talk about that, what serve as the secretariat of the WLPM, it is the local production and the assemblage unit. Remember that. Okay. Do this value addition. You will find the PDF also. No need to worry about it. Okay. Now, so here what do we find? What is the correct answer? So joint initiative, it is wrong. This statement is right and this statement is also incorrect. So only option A is the correct answer. Now, Indian delegation led by Union Bhagwat Khuba to leave for Netherlands to participate, and where it has been recently held? It has been recently held in the Netherlands. Remember that this delegation or this meeting has been held recently there. Okay. Now, with reference to Forest Right Act 2006, consider the following statement. District magistrate has the authority to initiate the process for determining the nature and extent of individual forest right or community forest right. So district magistrate has the authority under the Forest Right Act. No, this statement is correct. Basically the Gram Sabha has the authority for this. Okay, remember this. Under the Forest Right Act of 2006, to this, who decides basically the individual forest right or the community forest right? It is the Gram Sabha. Remember that. The act encompasses right of self-cultivation and access to biodiversity. Rights of self-cultivation and access to biodiversity, which is usually regarded as individual right. So you have to think that self-cultivation and access to biodiversity, can they be categorized as an individual right? What do you think? Can it be categorized? Tell me. So basically access to biodiversity. Now for example, if let us assume that there is a village or a tribal village is there and there is a grazing land. Now that grazing land also serves as some kind of biodiversity. So can it be categorized as an individual right? Can that one grazing area be given to, or only one individual can be given that kind of right? Yes. So Anant, you are very much right. We cannot regard this as access to biodiversity. Yes, self-cultivation is basically an individual right. Whenever I want to cultivate, I will cultivate it. That is a part of individual right. But access to biodiversity is not an individual right, but rather it is a community forest right. That right is given to entire community. Okay. So hence this statement is also incorrect. So here the correct answer is option D. None of the statement are correct. Remember that. Okay. So Jharkhand launches drive to grant land titles under Forest Right Act. By now you can study. Okay. with reference to the, now last question, with reference to the Central Information Commission, consider the following statement. It has been constituted under the Right to Information Act. It consists of a chief commissioner and not more than 4 information commissioners. CIC members are appointed by the president on the recommendation of Prime Minister, leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha and the Home Minister. So very easy question. ये तो आप लोग के लक्ष्मीकांत का है. Sir, I have doubt regarding point one question. No. See, that line was who initiates. Many times you people, while flowing, while reading any line in a flow, you don't try to focus upon each and every word. The statement is saying that who initiates. The statement is written that district magistrate initiates. We are not saying that who are all the people who have a final say in that or who have a final authority in that. We are talking about initiating. So that initiation right lies with the Gram Sabha under the context of the Forest Right Act of 2006. Okay, remember that. So ye question, is it clear? Anant, is it clear to you? So read the sentences very much clearly, because sometimes the statement is easy but there is a catch and you fall, and if you don't study it clearly you will fall in the trap. Okay, so develop that habit. Now this question, it is very much easy. लक्ष्मीकांत में आप सबने इन सारी चीजों को तो रटा ही होगा, पढ़ा ही होगा. What is the answer for this? So first statement, whether it is right or wrong. Yes, Vijayalal, you are right that this statement is correct. It consists of a chief information commissioner and not more than 4 information commissioner. No, here the count is 10. Not more than 10 information commissioner. Okay. CIC members are appointed by the President of India on the recommendation of the Prime Minister, leader of opposition of the Lok Sabha and Home Minister. No, it is not the Home Minister. Rather, a minister which is a union minister which is nominated by the Prime Minister. So it is not definitely the Home Minister. It can be any union minister. So this was the catch here in this line. Okay. It is not definitely the Home Minister, because when we are writing Home Minister, it means Home Minister. After him, you cannot give anyone. Either it can be the cabinet. Basically, it is basically you have rightly said that cabinet minister it is there, who will be nominated by the Prime Minister. Now, many times it will happen that in the exam you will think that Home Minister is also a part of a cabinet minister. Don't give this kind of interpretation. Okay, limit yourself to that. What exactly the word has been written, you have to remember that. It has been written that it is the union cabinet minister, so it is to be nominated by the Prime Minister. Or to be recommended, जो भी करते हैं Prime Minister करेंगे. So you should not fall in the trap. ठीक है, छोटे छोटे पॉइंट्स हैं बट उसमें क्लियर कट तरीके से समझ के देखना है. सो हियर व्हाट डू वी फाइंड? स्टेटमेंट 1 is correct, statement 2 is incorrect, statement 3 is incorrect. So here the correct answer is option A only. Okay. So Chief Information Commissioner and 2 new Information Commissioner assume office. So that is the context in which it has been done. Okay. So this is all for today. Again we will meet tomorrow. Anyone having any kind of doubt, difficulty? No? Okay. Let's meet tomorrow again with this session. Thank you.